Welcome to the 3G Fitness Podcast,
where 3 generations of trainers come together to discuss all things fitness related.
Join us as we share insights, tips, and stories from our diverse experiences as we unravel the secrets of staying fit.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Mike is back from his bathroom break. I wanted to piggyback off what you were saying. So you said you started seeing
He wants a piggyback.
Yeah, tú sabes. So you said you were seeing a therapist.
Yes.
You just started seeing a therapist earlier this year.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a huge proponent that fitness and therapy go hand in hand. How has seeing a therapist helped you out with your fitness journey, with your life in general too?
I mean, I know as personal trainers, we definitely feel like part-time therapists.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And that's the most rewarding part of it. But anyways, how has seeing a therapist is because I think I was talking about after these shows why I'm so just driven. I have that goal, right? And then I hit that goal and then I fall off for a few months and then I get back, and I knew I'm very self-aware, and I knew I was falling into patterns of my family patterns, and I've known all along that I wanted to break cycles in my family, but it took me so long to start therapy, but I knew I needed it. And so after the shows, you have this big high, and then I would start coping with food just so I didn't have to think. It was like I'd eat so much food to the point where I'd make myself sick, so I couldn't think about anything but being sick, and it was just real. And obviously it was a problem, and then I get back on prep and be good. But I knew why I was coping was because of I moved out early, right? And so I haven't had a close relationship with my mom, and I knew that I needed to start a therapy because I just needed to finally start tackling this relationship with her, and I knew I was falling into cycles of intimate relationships of how I saw her intimate relationship. So I was falling into that cycle. And so that was a big reason why I started therapy too, was because I was like, I need to break all of these cycles. And a big thing why I do want to have kids in the future is because I want to break all these cycles with my kids. But anyways, it's just, but I mean, coming off this show again, I have been struggling with food post show again. And I think a big thing about that is because said person that I was talking to close to the show, my mind was so on not even him, but it was on this fairy tale that I was being sold. And I think that's just where all my energy was going, because you're such in a low depleted state at the leading up to the show. You are not in a place to be talking about a family and kids, and this person knew that. They're a coach and they've been with female bodybuilders, so they knew what they were doing when they were painting this fairy tale, buying me these gifts and whatever. And so I think I was so focused on that, is that then when they just disappeared after I won and got first place, then it kind of was back to reality for me, and that I wasn't focusing on what I was going to do post show with the rebound. And that's now why I've been going to food again. It was because it feels like I was falling into that same cycle again of okay, now we're post show, still problems with my mom. I didn't set myself up for success post show because I was so focused on said fairy tale. Yeah. So, but
like you said, you're in a space where it's your mental space is
you're pretty vulnerable.
There. Yeah, well,
very
exactly.
vulnerable.
You're
very, very vulnerable.
100%.
And I think just as a PSA to female bodybuilders out there is that your hormones are very out of whack. I mean, you don't have a menstrual cycle for months. It's normal, but it's not normal. And so you're just not in a good headspace. And I think that's what gets the best of me with these relationships, is because and also too, they would tell me so much of how they've been used and used and used. And I was like, it's my life. I never ask for anything in relationships. And that's a whole other story. And why I go to therapy is that I don't ask for anything. I just, I've been on my own for so long. So I can do everything myself. It's not even an ego thing. It's just I don't want to bother you. That's my own problem, not asking for things. But yeah, they would just say how much they've been used. So it was my life mission just to prove to them I'm not using you, I appreciate you so much. And it was just my prep wasn't even about me in that time. It was just all about him and this fairy tale, So I think just for girls out there, if you're competing or even just in real life, and why therapy, it has finally helped me. And just what now post show, I have food in me, and it's I'm not sad that I lost or that said person I aren't even talking. I'm more upset that I like fell into this fairy tale. But again, I was in such a vulnerable state, so it's not my fault. But yeah, I think just be careful. And I saw the cycles that I kept falling into, so therapy has just helped waken my eyes, and with food in me has helped. So lots of food, but too much food.
That's
but
crazy.
That's the only thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
and
so
that guy knew exactly what he was doing,
for
right?
sure. And I
so
think
watch
he has
out for those types of people.
What I said before too, when they literally were like, "Oh, I have so much drama. You're probably gonna." He said this about himself, that he has so much drama. You'll probably hear this about me. You'll probably hear this about me. And they were like, "Why haven't I heard anything about you? Like, I'm asking said person about you. They haven't heard about you." It's like, yeah, because I think what goes along with not me questioning myself in bodybuilding is because I don't have friends in the bodybuilding community. I don't really talk to a lot of people that compete. I've had not good experience with 2 past coaches, maybe because they were on PEDs or not in a good place in their life and who knows what. But I think it's just like I so quick to isolate myself and not talk to people. So that's why it's hard to like, then when I do open up myself to like this person and they really sold me on this fairy tale, it's just like, dang, again, like I opened up to the wrong person again. But
regardless of what you all went through, we're still going to give you your flowers. That was all of your hard work, and you deserve that win.
Yeah.
So give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah, man, it's not easy getting first place
100%.
after getting last place. Come on.
But on top of all the other, things that she had to go through.
Yeah.
Now that you're going to get your pro card, you're going to step into
got my pro card now.
Now that you got your pro card, now you got to step into another level.
Yeah.
Okay, and
the Olympia.
That bar's high.
I'm delusional. I like to say I'm delusional enough to think that I could get there just based on the fact of how I prep within those 16, 20 weeks, whatever. But again, bodybuilding is not just those 16, 20 weeks, and that's why in this present moment it's like I am figuring out. I mean, honestly, post this show, I've gained a good amount of weight, too fast. And again, because it's like, it's back to reality now. And I've always kind of questioned, what am I doing with my life, And I know with coaching girls and as a personal trainer myself, and I do posing sessions and I do training in person and online. It's like, I really came to of like, I'm not going to say I don't look the part, but a part of me feels like, dang, I just look like that. I turned pro and now I already have gained all this weight. And it's like the new people that follow me, it's like they want to work with you because you look like that. But I had to remind myself, it's okay now that I don't look like that, because why have my clients been with me since pre-COVID? They followed me from 24 to the parks, workouts, to 2 different garage gym workouts, then to 2 different gyms, now to the private gym where I train. It's like, I know these girls have stuck with me because of who I am, and I think that's just what I had to remind myself when it's like, dang, I've already gained so much weight and I'm struggling. It's like, now maybe I don't feel as worthy, or I don't, I'm like, dang, like all
I'm sure it happens to everyone else too, not just you.
No, it does. And I think I don't want to use that as an excuse. Well, they go through it, but no, for sure. I mean, people do.
Well, with the fitness industry, I think looking the part helps, right?
It does.
But as I was a fitness manager for 24 for like 8 years, and I would always joke about it that some of the best in shape trainers were great right off the bat.
Yeah.
6 months later, they would fall flat.
Yeah.
It's like, why do clients stick with you? It's your vibes. It's your, you build a trust and relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
I always say the fitness industry is an industry based off of relationships and results. The 2 R's, R&R. And I feel like if you as a coach, as a trainer, just like Shane, can build that relationship with you, it's going to lead to those results.
100%.
And that's one thing that I always said. And I think I was like that when I first started, like, I got to look the part. I got to look the part, or anything like that. Then when I started getting promoted and getting becoming more successful, I didn't care like that so much. Like I weighed like 30 pounds more than what I did right now, and I was probably at my most successful rate.
Yeah,
because I just I was just busy training people. I always joked about it. Sometimes the busiest trainer, the most successful one, is too busy taking care of others. So you got to find that fine balance. But I've always said it, relationships is probably going to be your go-to in this, followed by results, but they go hand in hand.
100%.
And that's one thing that I feel like, you know, don't worry about it. Like, your clients have seen you gain the weight and they've seen you lose the weight. People on social media have seen you at your prime, and they probably might be more relatable to you when they see you at your flaws.
For sure.
And that might be a good gateway for you to get more clients. Like, hey, look, I can go this way, I can go that way. Let me show you how to get there, and let me show you that it's also a journey. It's going to be up and down. Just don't give up.
No, that's literally what.
It's got a lot to do with your personality.
Yeah.
It plays a big role,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
People go off of personality
Yeah.
rather than your physical look.
100%.
And that's really important.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a trainer.
100%. I think too, that's what's gotten me this far, is like with social media. I would stream on Twitch before. I don't know if you guys know what Twitch is, the gaming platform where like people can watch you play a video game, and it's like a live chat, or I literally would just be on there like doing chores around the house. And I think
Mike dances on Twitch.
Stop. You can make good money. They pay big money for that.
There you go. Anyways, how's he work?
But yeah, so I think no, that's no. You can do anything on there. Trust me, there's a lot on there. But no, just with personality is why I know that, like, why people have stuck with me and like followed along my journey is because of my personality. And I think that's just again also what makes it hard being in the bodybuilding industry, is because it's such a cutthroat. Like, people will try to sabotage you. They want to claim you. I don't know. You know, it's just you don't know people's intentions, so you kind of do have to play this game within the bodybuilding community. It is a lot of like, it can be a lot of like who you know. And I mean, a lot of these coaches aren't even peaking their own clients. They're having, you know, people do it for them, or they're, you know, whether they're poaching clients or whatever. It's a very dog world. And that's, I think, why Shane seems like he's someone that's very to himself, and why we work well together, because I literally don't talk to anyone within the community, whether it's him, you know. So yeah, no, personality too. And that's what, again, bodybuilding is literally all about looks, you know. It's a very vain thing, but it's like, with the partners I've dated, I never once, it's like they would always be posing in the mirrors and like doing, you know, flexing or whatever. It's like, yeah, it is about my looks, but I never want to make someone feel uncomfortable either. So I'm more of like, I mean, I don't look because my quads are out, but like I'm very more reserved, and like I never want to make someone else feel uncomfortable. So I will like almost dim my own light too, and that's. But anyway, so yes, it's definitely.
So what advice would you give for someone who maybe is like trying to start their bodybuilding career, especially for like females, other females?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think a lot of the general advice you hear is like, as far as just wanting to compete, is, live the lifestyle before, you know, like do your meal preps or be meal prepping and whatever. You know, I think with me, the fact that bodybuilding found me, and it wasn't something I was chasing until I realized like, I love this. And then I started chasing it. I think just advice, if someone just wants to compete, I think see if you fall in love with the process, because I genuinely fell in love with waking up, doing cardio, planning my whole life around my meals. I mean, bodybuilding again made me such a more aware, happier person. Again, you're so low fatigued. I'm such an overthinker. I stress about my biggest, I'm very grateful that one of my biggest stressors is my dog, but it's just like when you're so low food and stuff, you can't even stress, you can't even overthink, that it just makes me have to like slow down and like be a happier person. So I think I fell in love with the process, and who it brought out so much good that I already had in me, like meditating and all these reading and all these things. So I think advice is just, why are you doing it? And like, if you're just doing it because you want to win or like show day, like it's probably not going to be a long-term thing. But if you genuinely fall in love with the process and just know it's deeper, like the reason I feel like has to be deeper, but which is what will keep you going. But you know, I mean, a lot of people are competing nowadays. So if you just want to do it because you want to see how it is, and that's awesome too. Just do it. You know, I don't know if I would put myself through that just to do it. Like, I would not just starve myself for fun and to see how I go. Like, I genuinely know that I have maybe some good genetics, but how I work, and I know that I can go far. So that's on that side of things is why I still do it, is because I know I have that potential. Like, yes, it's a deeper reason, but I also know that I have the genetics and the work ethic to do it. So yeah, I think it's just
get a dog.
Yeah, and get a dog.
Get a dog.
Oh my God, raising a puppy.
A dog is gonna love you, win or lose.
I know, true.
Yeah.
He
Always
is so
gonna be there.
amazing.
They love you unconditionally.
They
Not-
do.
not a
Too
cat,
much. No.
a dog.
I mean,
Hey,
I'm
man.
cool with cats. The cat
Hey,
distribution
you got a
system,
cat,
if
that's
it wants
right.
to pick me.
My
Cats are
cat
cool.
loves me.
But dogs are amazing.
I'm sorry about that, man.
Man, cats. I like dogs. I became a cat person 3 years ago. Shout out to my little cat,
Cool.
Gatita. But
Cats are cool
I've always
too.
been-
Cats are cool too. Yeah.
I think animals
100%.
are amazing,
They
man.
are,
yeah.
they are. I love
Any-
it.
what kind of dog you got?
Yeah.
He's I believe he was a little rescue, but
Mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to the
dog,
rescue.
yeah.
Shout out. He was in
Mine's-
Riverside. He was.
Mine's a big time mutt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he looks like he could be like Blue Nose Pit. Some people say Great Dane. Some people say Lab, Weimaraner. I don't really know.
I had
but-
my DNA done on my dog.
Oh, really? What did it
What
come out
was
to
it?
be?
Like, he had like
Everything.
12
Little Chihuahua.
Well, pedigrees.
Oh my God, me.
I was wondering why his tongue was spotted.
I'm
Yeah.
I was like, man, you gotta be something.
That's
you know.
hilarious. Everything.
But
Some of
yeah,
everything.
A dog is a good companion.
Yeah, no, that dog got me through. I mean, he was, again, when I got him, I did not sleep because I was like, what can you eat? What can you not eat? Like, I did not sleep over training that dog. But
Yeah.
anyone that sees him is like, dang, he's so well trained. I'm like, I did that.
Hey, there you go.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, hey, I did
yeah.
that. My dog's well trained.
I didn't know your dog was a rescue.
Big,
neither.
big time.
Couldn't even guess. He's so good at
neither.
it. I didn't even know.
You
He's
never
an
told
Orange
us
County baddie
anything.
now.
Yeah, you never told us anything, Mike.
That's what I say about my dog. I'm like, bro, you're from Riverside. How is your stomach so sensitive? Like, I'm like, what did I do to you?
That's
like,
funny. That's funny.
anyways.
I have a question though.
Yes.
About training style and just
Okay,
building
oh.
muscle. Your process of building muscle, right? Because we have our conversations about hypertrophy. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, let me first ask by saying, like, what do you think is your strongest body part? What's your strength? What do you feel like?
I mean, honestly, naturally, I feel like my upper body is strong.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, even when I played soccer in high school, like, I remember my coach, when I do private lessons, she'd be like, dang, your upper body is naturally strong. And even my grandma would say it about my mom. My mom was a swimmer, but that my mom could, like, lift herself up so easily, naturally. So I think, honestly, like, my shoulders I can get super strong, but I don't train upper body anymore. So, I mean.
I would say your legs.
I would say your
Yeah, I
legs
mean,
too.
I guess my quads. I
quads,
mean,
yeah,
my
okay.
hamstrings
You
are
play
pretty
soccer,
well.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, that
already gives it away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you know, I train
100%.
her. She plays soccer. She's
Oh,
got
yeah?
these huge legs,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
powerful
yeah.
legs, unbelievable. You know.
I mean, I get asked that a lot if I power lift and then, or if I do gymnastics or whatever. But soccer.
Okay, so next question.
Yes.
Do you think you can build size?
No.
Not by just focusing on the weight. Do you need heavy weight to
You know, it's
to
so
build?
funny. I literally just told my client.
Or can
this.
you build size without?
I'm so scared.
without heavy
Who is
weight.
who?
I'm
Can
you build size
Who am I gonna catch hands
without-
from?
You don't even have to.
No, just say it.
no,
Just say
let
it.
it
Yeah,
flow.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
listen. This
Exactly.
is my. Okay, so repeat the question one more time. I know what you said, but.
Can you build size without having super heavy weight?
So, I think I'm just gonna speak from personal experience and what has worked for me.
Or is weight
okay?
like the end all be all? You know.
I do not think weight is the end all be all, but so I've gone through my time of lifting super, super heavy. So I think you find out where your point of failure is, maybe when it comes to being heavy. But I think sometimes pushing heavy comes at a cost of, was my muscle to mind connection as good? Was my form as good? So now I've been training. I mean, I started working out at 24 when I was like 16, 17 is when I bought my first 2-year membership. So it's been almost a decade, but I played soccer. I was in the gym before that when I was like 14 too. But anyways, so I think that I'm at a point now where I can lift lighter but still push myself hard to failure and get almost more out of it because my
Engagement.
muscle to mind connection is so good. Like, a reason why my glutes weren't growing is because my muscle, I'm scared, because my muscle to mind connection was not good. So
Yeah.
now that I've got that down, so I think you do need to be able to push yourself and lift heavy. I'm scared. Okay, let's start talking. No. Okay, what are your guys'? What am I? Who's who? What?
Oh no. These guys.
Did you hear the deep breath?
No. These guys.
So I was the one who argued that you don't need heavyweight to get big.
Yeah.
Because it's true. And like you said.
But like she said, she's at a point, right? She's at a point right now where, she can do that.
Yes.
But
because
I feel, she experimented a little
I
bit.
did lift heavy, though.
So did I.
I've lifted
Exactly.
heavy and pushed myself.
But you also said how you kind of start questioning, did you do that with proper form or whatever?
For sure.
So it's like you got to dial
Well,
it back
as a
to where-
coach and a trainer, you make sure they're doing proper form. But like I tell him, when you're powerlifting, it's all about the strength
But the goals are different.
That's
what I said.
The goal- and powerlifters are not smaller, but right, something along the physique. Like if we're talking bodybuilding, powerlifting.
Powerlifters are a little bit more thicker.
They're
no.
They're stronger wise, strength
stronger.
wise. So you have to keep that strength up.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so your training usually falls in that category. Kael's, he's a bodybuilding type of guy.
Yeah. I think the goals are different.
Right.
The goals
I
are
would
different.
never,
Exactly what I said.
I wouldn't expect him to lift
Okay, good. We're good over
heavyweight.
here.
But I tell him all the time. I tell him at the gym all the time. I tell him at the gym all the time. Is that all you could do?
No, I think that's fair, but I think too, like with powerlifting, the goal is just getting the numbers up, and maybe not the point of with bodybuilding. It's you're building and shaping a physique too, right?
So the weight doesn't really care. The weight doesn't matter as much as powerlifting.
And powerlifting physique is not your main objective.
Of course. So I think somewhere in the middle of
right.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's about getting that number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I did chase that
I'm
for
a
a minute
hybrid.
for sure, but my low back's a little messed up, so I don't do a lot of that anymore. But I still push
Injuries, Mike.
Yeah.
Anyways, but that's a good way.
Cool,
See, like I
cool.
said, there's a little old school versus
Okay,
new school
good.
debate going
I'll
on.
get my head cut off.
You're good. Like you said, different goals, different outcomes.
But you should be able to push yourself. Training is very important, and why one of my clients drives 2 hours down. She's driven 2 hours down to train with me is because having a personal trainer is you might not know how far you can push yourself until you have someone over you telling you can do it more, you can do it more. You know what I mean? Why having a coach? You don't even need to have a trainer forever, or a coach forever. It's just to put you on the right foot, efficient, know how hard you can push yourself, accountability, all those things, But yeah, so it just comes down to your goals.
So if you want to be trained by Miss IFBB Pro, where can they find you?
So I train at a private gym in Orange County, California, and I do online training too. I do in-person and online posing for wellness mostly. So I guess my Instagram is Samantha STXO. I think it's just my Instagram right now. I have a YouTube channel too. I think it might be Samantha STXO. Might be ScrimXO. Scrim was my gaming name, so that's why Scrim is out there if anyone's confused. That's what I used to.
We'll plug in all her details in the
So,
YouTube description.
But Instagram though, you can message me. I have my training account too that you can message. I think I'm really starting now as a pro, and it just obviously. It says a lot about you just by being a pro, but hopefully through this podcast and my TikToks and YouTube, and I am very big on the deeper reasoning behind it and how far it can take you just mentally. So
follow her. She's pretty transparent with what she goes through. So I think that's a good insight of what a bodybuilder just goes through in general. As a female too, of course.
It's definitely a lot as a female, as a male too, but for everyone.
Last questions.
Thanks. I just want to say thank you. You were very open. This was a very, very raw interview. I liked it a lot. So
100%.
Thank you for letting us take the time to pick your brains and hear your story. That was awesome. So that's how you get on my end. I don't know if you got anything else.
Anything?
No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
From one bodybuilder to another.
You want to be a powerlifter?
I know, right?
I'm trying to sway you.
This is the reason you're here today.
Well,
Exactly.
we're recruiting you. What is it? Classic Wellness? Power lifter.
Maybe in the next life. Let's see. Maybe I got some anger to get out. I can lift some heavy weight.
Yeah. Maybe next
I don't
time.
deadlift though. I never have deadlifted. I do RDLs with dumbbells, but never deadlifted. That might be a hot take, but
There you go.
anyways, I don't think my low back likes it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
I don't
deadlift either.
deadlift.
It's not
Yeah,
for our
anyways.
goal.
We might start another controversy
Yeah.
here.
We'll have you back in here.
Yeah,
and it's going to be us two versus them
I
two.
know. I'm ready.
Last Thursday was awesome. I was
I'm
man.
dead.
We'll have a debate.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
No,
being
thank
here
you
and,
so
and
much.
giving
Definitely
us the time.
appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank you
Enjoyed
so
it very
much.
much.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of
Big
fun.
congratulations again to your new pro
IFBB
card.
Pro.
Yes, well deserved, well deserved.
When you win your first pro, we're gonna have you back. All right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
know.
You can tell us
it'll
about
happen.
all about your prep and your training and everything, and what it was
Long
like
journey.
going into your first pro comp.
That's a big thing I do
Yeah.
want to do is like record the journey, which is what I haven't do because it's so tunnel vision that like I start posting and then stop. But yeah, I think for sure next time pro show,
Yeah.
be recording it. Hopefully more podcasts talking about the journey as
Yes,
it goes.
absolutely,
And yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you
More than
guys.
welcome to come back.
Thank you
All
so
right, guys. Well,
much.
that is the episode. Thank you for tuning in,
Ooh.
and
Perfect.
that's
Coach
it.
Cisco.
Coach
Yes.
Michael.
Coach Kyle, and
IFBB
IFBB Pro.
Pro.
Hey.
Oh.
Next
Thank
episode.
See you guys
you.
next time.